Hey everybody, it's Kimberly. So I put a post on the community here on YouTube this morning, and my husband's taking a nap right now. It's been a pretty eventful week, 2 weeks actually, and I just decided to walk out to the barn, get some fresh air, and kind of let y'all know kind of what's going on. So last week, um, we've been we've had a hell of a run with our livestock. Um, we lost one of our biggest wether earlier this spring, and he was bloat. Then, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, we lost another doe, which was going to be my first freshener for this upcoming year. We lost her due to bloat. I think it had something to do with her and her mama broke into our dog food, and she bloated during the night. We couldn't save her, even though we tried everything we could and tried to rush her to the vet. And I put out a little small video on her. Um, right after we lost her, I had weather go down with worms. I checked everybody's eyelids. I started worming him immediately. I wormed everybody else, and everybody's eyelids, other than him, everybody else's eyelids looked good. And last Thursday, I walked out. This Thursday evening, I walked out to feed everybody, and my newest milker, Peep, was sick. I'm like, oh no. So I get her out of her pen because I had her with the buck. I get her out of a pen. She's running like 106 temp. She's panting hard. My first thought was, oh my God, she's having a heat stroke. So my husband gets home. He's on his way home when I find her. When he gets home, we get ice packs on her. We get her temperature down. We get her cooled off, which her temperature never went under like 104. So she constantly had a temperature. Called the vet. My vet was out of the pocket that evening, but she told me she's get her in 8:30 in the morning. Friday morning at 8:15, I'm pulling into the vet's office. And come to find out, she is loaded in parasites. The vet tech come out and tried to get a fecal sample on her. Nothing was in her. No fecal. When Dr. Gray come out, was finally able to get like a little bitty pebble, and that one little pebble was so eat up with worms, it wasn't even funny. And y'all, I had just checked eyelids. Her eyelids were red the week before. So, and I had wormed her. I had wormed everybody. Come to find out, the wormers that I was using were not working. I might as well have been giving them water for wormer. Um, she told us to use a different wormer. We gave her Valbazin. We went ahead and wormed everybody with Valbazin, so anybody that was pregnant is no longer pregnant. Um, and then next week we have to worm, or we were suggested to worm with another wormer to do it, two different types of wormer. So we will be worming again, which everybody looks really, really good right now. But after we wormed Peep, we were told, okay, she's extremely anemic, give her red cell. Gave her red cell. We gave her injections for vitamin B12, vitamin B12 complex fortified. So all the B vitamins. The red cell is an iron supplement with others. It also has other supplements in it. She gave her like 50 cc's of a calcium phosphorus, and we were suggested to give that to our other two milkers. She was on antibiotics. She was on electrolytes, and she was doing great. Her appetite was good. She was drinking a lot of water. She was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Would lay there, chew her cud. She was getting up, getting down, extremely alert. And I walked out Tuesday morning, and she was gone. We don't know. I kind of think ants had something to play with this. When we found her, she was completely covered in ants. Fire ants here in Texas, I have seen them kill 500-pound calves. I can't guarantee that's what done it. I really don't know what took her from us, but so and it could have just been the stress of the heat, along with her still trying to recover from the parasites. I don't know. I just know it was a pretty hard loss to lose Peep. Um, so, livestock wise, we've taken a large hit, And the day before the day before we found out she was sick, we just buried our last wether, which was the one we were fighting with parasites. He passed on me. And then she gets sick. So it's like we've lost 4 goats this year, 2 to bloat, 2 to worms. And I'm hoping, knock on wood, we're done. It's over. Everybody seems to be doing really well right now. We're keeping an extremely close eye on everybody. All the stalls have been recleaned, all new bedding, waterers have been cleaned out and scrubbed. I mean, all new minerals out. And it's just all we can do now is keep a close eye. And then today was a big step for my family, and an extremely big change for my family. And it's one that I think we've seen coming for a little while. And it has to do with my husband. I won't go into really how we met, but law enforcement brought me and my husband together. He pulled me over. That's a really sweet story for another time. Today, he laid down his badge for the last time. And this is bittersweet. So, he decided, he's been thinking about this for a while, but last night, he decided, God's leading him in a different direction. So, we as a family, because me and the kids went with him for support, he walked into his place of employment for the last time. And he resigned as a law enforcement officer. For the last 23 years, he has been a cop. Not for just this, he's been at this department for 16 years. But he has decided to never take up the badge again. He said it is time. It is time that he steps away, and we welcome the change. And no, he is not currently reemployed. This was kind of one of those things where I need to walk away type of thing, and which we're okay. This is going to give him a little bit of a break, so we're happy to have him home for a while. But now it's time for our family to make a change, and we have to look towards the future. He knew he was getting ready to retire in about 6 months, which has just expedited the quote-unquote retirement. And he was looking at it, I'll retire and he'll go to work somewhere else, or he'll just stay at the department. But he went ahead and decided to resign, and he's going to pull his unemployment. We're going to pay off all of our bills, completely get debt-free, which still gives us a year's worth of wages to live on. We haven't decided if I'm going to go to work yet or not. I guess it really will depend on where he gets on to next. He does have some thoughts on where he's feeling that he is being called to go, but he's not 100% on that. He has been doing a lot of soul searching. He has been praying a lot to God, and he does feel like, yesterday he said it felt like he was just grabbed and told, it's time, walk away. And we have strong faith, and that the Lord will lead us where we need to go. We always have faith, and we cannot lose our faith. And he's like, when I felt that, he's like, it was like, because it was the Lord telling me it's time to walk away. So that's what he's doing, and that's what he did. As scary as it is, because he's unemployed now. I haven't worked. I've been a stay-home mom for 15 years. I stepped away from my job when I found out I was pregnant. I was currently I wasn't currently working in law enforcement, but I was trying to get on into the department myself. When I found out I was pregnant, I decided, I'll just keep my license, But at the time, for me to keep my license, I had to be a reserve officer. And my husband told me, he goes, you know what, let it go. Let your license go. Just, it's not worth it. So I decided to let my license go. And one reason for it is it was going to be a pain. Here I was going to be a brand new mom, and we were going to have a daughter, well, a new baby at the time, because we didn't know we was going to have a daughter. And so it was like, I'll walk away, because we don't both need to be working 12-hour shifts, not with a new child. But, at the time, I was still going to be a reserve. And then, I just decided to go ahead and let my license go. Well, he's fortunate. He will be keeping his peace officer certification, and he can easily do that through keeping his T-close hours and just keeping tests going. He'll be able to, I think he is going to keep his peace officer license, but he doesn't have to be a reserve officer. So that's a plus. But we do look forward to the change, and I know it's scary because this is, for his whole adult life, he's been a police officer. He's 45, so he's been an officer for 23 years. I mean, so half of his life he's been a cop. And this is a big change because he's a civilian. And it's scary. It's exciting. He welcomes it. And for y'all to think, okay, he got fired. No, he did not get fired. This was 100% his choice. And our choice as a family. I mean, he come home, and like I said, this was something he had been talking about for a while now. He's been feeling for the last couple of months that this was the direction he needed to take. And as a family, I finally told him, I'm like, he come home last night. He goes, I prayed on it. He's like, we talked about it, and I told him, I said, go, resign. If that's where you feel is best for you, then resign. We'll be okay, and we'll make it through this as a family. And that's what he's done. It's scary. It is extremely scary, but we have things we want to do as a family. I know I'm still trying to start a business, and I was working with, trying to get a sticker business going, and I had started making bookmarks with the whole goal of using the sticker business and my Etsy to try to support my soap making business. I have a lot of soap in the freezer, and I have a lot of beef tallow. And I think him stepping away from the department and stepping away from law enforcement, I told him, I said, this is the perfect time to push my soaps. I have already known I was going to have to completely redo my formulas, because when I sold out of goats 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago now, I sold everything of my soaps. I let go of all of my colorants, all of my scents, everything. And the funny thing is the lady that took all of my soap making equipment is the same lady that I buy my goats from. And she took everything. Molds. And when I say she took everything, she also took my recipe. If she didn't take it, I don't know what happened to it. I'm hoping she has it, but I don't care. I know my daughter sent me a picture of one of my old soaps that has all my ingredient list, so I know how I made them. But, I think I'm going to completely change my recipe. So it's a really good thing. And I want to go as naturally as I can. I really don't want to do scented oils and colorants unless they're natural. But I haven't decided how if I want to go 100% that route, or if I want to have a natural line and just a regular soap line. But I have felt like God was leading me back to my goats and back to the soaps a few years ago. That's why I went back into goats in the first place. And we want to make this place a working farm and a homestead. And I joke with myself, well, now we have no excuse to become a fully working homestead, because yeah, here we go. And I've been kind of giving me hell because and by the way, you don't have an excuse to help me clean house now. There is no, I'll do it while I'm at work. You don't have a job. So it's a joke. So, but we have to make light of this, because this was kind of a on the whim type of thing, but we welcome it. And I'm proud of him because you can't get a bigger leap of faith than what he just did. Walking away from a $90,000 a year job and not have another job lined up is a big leap of faith. But when you feel the Lord leading you into a different place, you go. And we have nothing bad to say about the department. I will not name the department he's leaving from. We have nothing bad to say about the department. That department gave us an amazing adventure as newlyweds. We had only been married a year when we moved up to where we're at. So the department gave us an amazing adventure. They have been very good to him. So nothing happened as far as, oh, he's in trouble. No, everything's good. It just, and any officer that watches this, or any police officer family that watches this, you will understand what I mean by this. He felt it was time. It was time for him to move on and find something else. And I am so proud of him. I am beyond proud of him because he's brave. He is a brave, brave man, and I'm proud to be married to him, you know. I'm proud of him. So I look forward to where tomorrow brings us, and I look forward to see where God takes us, because I know he is leading us to where we're supposed to be. Whether that's here on the homestead or a completely new job. And I told him, I was like, you know, you've been thinking about this other thing for a little while now, and then you feel like it's time for you to let the badge go and find something else. And I feel like the Lord is leading you where you need to be. And he's like, I think so too. So here we go. And I'm going to bring y'all along, you know. This is time for us. This is the perfect time because it's a whole new chapter of our life. We've talked about, you know, maybe this leads us to go back home to our families, which we're not that far from our families anyhow, but we could wind up back where we're both originally from. I don't know where we will go next. I don't know where this takes us. All I know is this is scary but exciting. And I cannot wait to bring y'all along, because I also do believe that this is the perfect time and the perfect opportunity for me to really push an at-home business with my soaps. I think this is the right time. You know, I may have to go get a job, but I can still try to get my business going. And this gives him a chance to rediscover who he is. And you know, we're both ranching kids. We both grew up on large working cattle ranches. And, you know, let's see. He's a heck of a welder, and he's really good with metal. He's really good at building tractors. I mean, yeah, that's an old John Deere tractor we've got here in the barn that he wants to redo. Granted, it's got a big metal barrel that was supposed to be a feed barrel with my bulk feed sacks in it currently, because I don't have room for them. But it allows us to focus on the livestock. I mean, I'm sitting here, even with the amount of loss that we've had with our animals this year. We could go the next 10 years and never lose another animal. I can't doubt anything, and I have to look forward to tomorrow, and I do look forward to tomorrow. So, but anyways, well, I'm pushing on 20 minutes of this, so I think I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to walk back inside, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to be there and support my family, and we'll see where tomorrow goes. And I want to bring y'all along for this. I do have another video I want to bring out, because there's some stuff I want to talk about. Another exciting thing that just hit me this week that was a very big plus. So that video is coming out really, really soon. So I have a carnivore and type video coming out, and I'm really thinking about putting out some like zero carb carnivore type recipes because I know the holidays are coming out. And I unexpectedly kind of fell into a recipe last night or yesterday. That was a meatloaf. Ooh, it was good. But so I have some recipes I want to bring to y'all. I have another like a health related type video I want to bring. This will be more aimed for the women, my women followers. So ladies, for those of you that battle eating disorders and stuff like that, or just want to talk, on that more line and health. I've got a video coming out for that. That's, well, not coming out, that I want to make very, very soon. But anyways, I'm gonna get off of here and I'll see y'all in the next video. But I'm gonna leave y'all with a little sneak peek of the girls because they're sitting out here eating. And Star, the other girl's out bedded. The sheep have just left the barn. Little Miss Stella is growing like a weed. Hi, Nova. There's Tiana. Bee back there at the feeder. Miss Opal taking her nap. Alright. Well, I will see y'all in the next video.